What's up, YouTube? Weezy from the Weezy Reactions YouTube channel. Hey, today I wanted to talk to y'all about quitting your job and having discipline to be your own boss. That's key. You have to be disciplined. Without it, you will fail every time. If you lack discipline, you have to find ways to develop it. You have to find certain motivations, certain things to help keep you pushing, to help push you to accomplish what you set out to do. Now me, I am a person that lacks discipline in certain areas, right? Now, you know when you're young and you have to go to school, your parents come in your room, say, hey, time to get up. If you didn't wake up on your own, time to get up, get ready, go eat something, brush your teeth and all that kind of stuff, and then, get your butt out the door. You got your parents there letting you know that it's time to go. And it's the same thing when you have a job or a career. They're not necessarily calling you in the morning and say, hey, time to get up and come to work. But that same feeling is there. Whether they're contacting you or not, that feeling as if you was a child is there. And you respect it for the most part, and you get up, get ready for work, and you go do your thing. All that's out the window when you become an entrepreneur or your own boss. You have to tell yourself to get up, get ready, go out there and do what you have to do. So with that being said, we have a lot of days where we want to just call out from our jobs. And we know we can't because there are consequences if we call out or if we are late too much, right? Whether it's write-ups, certain reprimands, what have you. But when you're your own boss, you are tempted to call out on yourself. You are tempted to just stay in the bed and hit the snooze button. And that's what I mean by having discipline. You have to look at yourself as if you are the boss, because you are, and you are telling yourself to get up instead of somebody else telling you to get up and get ready. You have to do this all for yourself, because if you don't, you will fail every time as an entrepreneur or being your own boss. So when I quit my job as a commercial electrician, it was a little terrifying at first, right? Because I left a comfort zone of steady pay. I knew how much I was going to make every week, and I could plan my life around it, whether it's bills, vacation, so on and so forth. When I quit my job, I didn't really take in all of that. I didn't really weigh out all that. Some I did, but I didn't weigh it out to the extent that I needed to help make the right decision. Though I believe I made the right decision, at the time I didn't know. I stated in another video that I was just driving after I quit my job, and I had mixed emotions about it. I was feeling like, am I tripping? Am I failing myself? Am I failing my family? But I really believe I had to do it. My job was a situation where it was like going back to an old relationship that was toxic. And then you go back because you feel like you don't deserve better or can't do better. That was my situation when I went back to this job that had already laid me off and brought everybody else back but me. When I trained people, I was kind, I was on time, I showed up, but the dynamic was different, and I really don't want to bring that part up right now because I believe it was a racial thing to a degree, but it was a toxic environment for me, especially with my personality. I'm real laid back, humble, and chill. I don't like confrontation. So I decided at some point I had enough and it's time to go. It was time to go. So I'm driving on the road and the decision was made. I made up my mind. I wasn't turning around. I wasn't going back. All right, so I get home. I'm thinking. The next day I wake up, I gas up my car, turn on the Uber app that I had previously signed up for a couple of years back. I hit the road. That first day, I made about $250 in 8 hours. I didn't know that was possible doing Uber. So I started feeling better. But the one thing I was thinking of was my car, the wear and tear. This is going to tear my car up. I don't know how long I could, can sustain this. So anyway, I just pushed past it, kept doing it, was making pretty decent money each day. But after that, after the butterflies started fading off about me being able to sustain and take care of myself and the things I had to take care of by doing Uber and not being subjected to going into work, working for somebody else, started wearing off a little bit. I started getting comfortable. So when I would wake up not feeling too good or just didn't feel like it, I would just stay home sometimes. And I noticed that you could easily fall into that slothfulness, laziness, and you don't have nobody pushing you except for yourself. You can easily fall off and start slacking. You do not want to start slacking when you are doing your own thing after quitting a job, or else you're defeating the whole purpose of why you left. You might as well have stayed there and planned it a little better and found another job while you were at the old job and then transitioned that way. But being your own entrepreneur, you have to have a plan, or somewhat of a plan. You have to have discipline. If you lack discipline in the areas that's needed, you have to develop that. But you have to find motivation from within, and you have to keep pushing through, even when you don't feel like it. And that's the challenging part, pushing through even when you don't feel like it. So it's days I get up knowing it's going to be a long day of driving, long day of food deliveries, long day of package deliveries. And it's hard to sit in a car for 8, 10, 12 hours driving around. You know how when you're young and you get your first car, you want to drive all day. You want to drive to the corner store. You know what I mean? Walking is out of the question. You want to drive your car every second you get with the music on and you just chilling. As you get older and you get used to driving, that starts to fade away and go out the window. Now it's like, I don't feel like driving. But with this type of gig work, you have to drive. And so I say all that, man, because I notice the changes in my drive for, working for myself. But I do have enough days that I'm motivated and that I'm out here and I'm getting to it. So I'm saying this to you is because I know there's plenty of you out there that's thinking of quitting your job. You're looking for alternatives, ways to make income that don't feel like you're actually working for somebody. Because I really didn't like getting up, going to work for somebody, and then when I get there, they tell me what time I can take a break, what time I can go to use the bathroom and all that kind of stuff. It feels like prison. And you feel like a child. You're a grown man, you're a grown woman, and somebody's telling you what time you can put some food in your stomach. What sense that? And when you think about it, it's crazy. You know what I mean? And then you go home and you got kids that you order around. So you're a grown up in your home, but you're a child at work. You know what I mean? And I know that's part of the game, but it's just weird to me when I really think about it. Or maybe it's just me. But yeah, you gotta have discipline. You gotta get out there and push yourself. I can't stress that enough. You're gonna have days where you don't feel like doing it. You're gonna have days when you don't want to get up and move. But if you allow yourself to adhere to those feelings, more often than not, you will fail at what you're trying to do. I have bills that need to be paid. I'm slacking on those, not all of them, but It's like robbing Peter to pay Paul sometimes. But I have bills that need to be paid. I got mouths to feed, people to take care of. So I really don't have no room to slack that much. Of course you need a break. Of course you need a day off here and there. But me, personally, I have to get out there. And I have to keep it pushing. I have to keep moving. So I would love to know, if you guys quit your job, how are you surviving? How are you handling it? Is it a scary, fearful feeling for you? Do you not have it figured out yet? Or do you have it figured out? How are you doing it? Me, I'm gig working, Uber, GoPuff, DoorDash, whatever I gotta do, because I have a plan. And I'm also doing YouTube, as you can see if you're watching this video. But and recently, YouTube has started pushing small channels. So I'm focused on a few things because I have a broader plan, you know, down the line. But right now, this is the process. This is the journey. And sometimes this journey feels like it's too far off. And let me tell you something about that far off feeling. That far off feeling will have you feeling or thinking that it is out of reach. That is not obtainable. And I know plenty of you know what I'm talking about. When something seems like it's just so far off that it's just not going to happen. Don't believe that thought. You know what I mean? Walk through the process. The process is like, you know, baby steps. It's stepping stones. You know what I mean? You got to go through certain paths and certain things before you get to where you trying to get, you know, your ultimate destination. So yeah, if you quit your job, that job that you can't stand, a job that you dread getting up in the morning going to, please find another way to make it. Because your life is your life. You only get one. You can't get that time back. And, you know, you don't want to have the regrets of looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, I was too fearful to bet on myself. You don't want to say, I was too fearful to bet on myself. So get out there, man. Look in that mirror. Bet on yourself. Tell yourself you can do it. Daily affirmations. And get out there and make it happen. Get out there and make it happen, man. This is a big world with big opportunities. Do not think for a second. And if you do think for a second, push it right out your mind. But do not think for a second that these big opportunities are only for other people other than yourself. Those people that got those big opportunities, they once thought that it was too far off. They once thought that it wasn't for them. They once thought it wasn't for them and that it was for other people. But look where they are now. It's a guy that I watched named Anton Daniels. I saw his channel start from, excuse me, got a cold. I saw his channel start from down here, getting a couple of hundred views, so on and so forth, right? And now his channel, when I look, and it seemed like it happened quick, but it didn't happen quick for him, but it seemed like it did. But I saw the transition of Anton Daniels' channel going from here to here. He's getting it. And I see how many videos, I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he do it. But he puts out about 6-7 videos a day, and they be quality videos. You know what I mean? And they are informative videos. 6 or 7 a day. No, minimum 5, I believe. And I'm looking in awe. I'm like, wow, how does he have the time to do this? He put in so much work and effort that it's starting to seem almost effortlessly to me anyway, because of the amount of videos he put out. So that tells me something. It tells me a lot about his work ethic. His work ethic is phenomenal. And it can't just be on YouTube. It must be in other parts of his life. That's the discipline I'm talking about, because I'm sure he's tired. I'm sure he feel like he needs more sleep at times. But he keep pushing. He keep pushing because he's trying to get somewhere if he's not already there. But go check this brother out, Anton Daniels. His channel is real dope, man. He seemed like a genuine brother. I like his content. I'm sure you will too. If not, that's cool. But I bring him up because of the work ethic and discipline that I see in him, that I aspire to do, and that I aspire to incorporate into my life. So with all we're doing and with what we're trying to accomplish, whether you are trying to be an entrepreneur, or whether you're trying to stay at your job, you have to put in that work, and you have to show that work ethic, and you have to stay motivated. You have to keep pushing. You got people that depend on you, people that love you, and you need to love yourself and take care of yourself as well. So yeah, man, I thank y'all for listening to my rant. This is how I'm surviving. Gig work, YouTube, and I wish the best for y'all, and I want y'all to keep being motivated, man. I want y'all to keep on going. I want y'all to keep on trying. When I say this out loud, it's not just for y'all. It's for me too. It's actually for me first, because if I don't believe it, how can I expect any of y'all to believe it? You know? Every time I speak, I'm listening to myself. Not only am I listening because I just had 2 ears, I'm listening because these are the affirmations that I need as well. I try to tune into channels that speak positivity about discipline, motivation, you know, that speak positivity about life and how to conquer certain things in life. And I believe the more you consume of things that's good for you, the better chance you have at bringing that into your life. It's like listening to life and then speaking life into yourself, if that makes sense. I'm trying my best here to explain it, but it makes sense in my mind. But hopefully, you know, you get what I'm saying. So yeah, man, keep pushing, keep going. Weezy Reactions. Peace.